Welcome back to another episode of Detroit 360, your personal guide to all things Detroit. I'm your host, Sheila Grant. Lady L is another woman making things happen in her world. She's an alumni of DSA and a talented tattoo artist in high demand. Enjoy this next piece as she takes us inside her tattoo world.
I'm home, you're home in Detroit City. There's no place like home. Just tell me what you need. It's all right here, in Detroit. Don't matter what it is, it's all right here. Oh.
Hey, how are you? I'm gonna need you to fill out this waiver before we get started. And you have your ID with you? Are you ready?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Lady L, and I'm a professional tattoo artist in Detroit. Where are you getting your tattoo? On your hand? Okay. I've been working at Detroit Ink Spot for about 5 years now, since it's been open. I have to put on this tape right here. It's a medical barrier tape, so it helps with cross-contamination so that my clients are protected. I've been an artist, a fine artist, my entire life. Tattooing is a form of art that was stereotyped as being something wrong back in the day. So now that tattooing is a lot more popular and a lot more acceptable, I was able to kind of transition from being a fine artist into tattooing. What he's getting today is a signature tattoo that I've been doing for the past, I believe, 5 years now. And it's Queen and King, and it's a tattoo about self-worth and knowing your worth and knowing your value and not allowing anybody to disrespect you. But it's about self-love and self-worth. I went to Detroit High School for the Fine and Performing Arts, and I majored in visual arts for 4 years. My mediums are, I love multimedia. I love pen, paper, ink, and like paper mache. I like to create things, but not limit the canvas to one particular thing. I use all disposable tubes, and my needles are new, and I get rid of them. I do not reuse needles. I actually went to a tattoo party on the east side, and this guy, he wasn't the best artist, but he was a good tattoo artist. And I kind of helped him because I saw that the speed at which he was drawing was kind of slow. So I said, let me help him out. So I started drawing tattoos for people. He was like, is this something that you be interested in, or you would be interested in? And I was like, not really. But now I saw all the money he was making. I was like, maybe. I was like, because at that time I was a single mother, and it was just hard. I worked 3 jobs. This was the best career decision for me, was becoming a tattoo artist. I believe it's the best not only for a profit, but I also enjoy that it takes me different places. I travel a lot. I started an all-black female tattoo artist tour called Ladies of Ink. Tattooing just allowed me to meet a lot of people, networks, celebrities, and it just opened a lot of doors and allowed me to spend more time with my children.
So tell me a little bit more about your traveling group. What was the name of it again?
Ladies of Ink. I would watch reality shows and stuff like that, and I'm like, the perception that is given of black females in the tattoo industry is kind of ratchet. We make up less than 2% of the tattoo industry. And I said, you know what? We should unite and stand strong and show that we can work together without fighting each other. I really created this for exposure, to eliminate any stereotypes that come with black women and the tattoo field, that we're not good enough, that we can't be better than anybody. And it's like, look, I won best tattoo artist, and even still they'll say, oh, she won best female tattoo artist. No, I won best tattoo artist.
Tell me about one of your most memorable tattoos that you did.
I would say the one that stands out to me the most is actually a recent client of mine, and she was a victim of a home invasion, and where she was shot twice, and she had 2 scars on her back, and it made her feel a certain way, and I was able to help her with, you know, causing a distraction, a tattoo that's beautiful, but it wouldn't be like, oh, what happened to, you know, to you? And for me to be able to give her some closure to help her heal, like, okay, you don't have to just see an ugly scar, you seeing something beautiful around it. So that's something that stood out for me. I'm able to touch so many people's lives. Everybody doesn't just get tattoos because they're cute. People use this as therapy. So I'm able to really connect with my clients and give them what they want and sometimes what they need. And that's what I really enjoy. Looks like a king to me.
What's next for you?
What's next? Right now, I am planning my 3rd annual Ladies of Ink tour, and it's not just gonna be a summer tour anymore, it's gonna be year-long. And besides just working on several other projects that I do, you know, art projects, I'm working on a white shoe project for, it's a charity auction that will fund homeless people in Toronto, and I'm working on that right now. So yeah, I'm really just trying to take over.
Hey Detroit, it's Book Lovers Day. Reading is a great hobby. It can be therapeutic, it can help enhance your memory, and it can even help you with your analytical thinking skills. So in the city, we have over 23 branches of Detroit Public Libraries with over 4 million items for you to choose from.
We're here at John K. King Used and Rare Books with John King. So tell me a little bit about your bookshop.
Well, we're one of the biggest bookstores in the country that deals specifically in used and rare books, and we've been around since 1965.
So what made you open a used and rare bookshop in the 60s in the city of Detroit?
Well, I used to, as a kid, take the bus downtown and used to hang out in used bookstores. And so I started enjoying used bookstores and found them really interesting. And eventually I ended up being a used book dealer in the city of Detroit. We're downtown on West Lafayette 901, where we're right at the Howard Street exit off the southbound lodge.
We're here at Page's Bookshop, located in the historic Grandmont Rosedale neighborhood. This independent bookshop aims to serve the community through pop-ups, workshops, and author discussions. So Susan, could you tell us a little bit more about Page's and how long you've been in the community?
Okay, so Page's Bookshop has been in this location for 2.5 years. My biggest sections, though, are fiction and children's, I would say, and then I've got a real nice selection of Detroit books.
And I see that we have a visitor here, so could you tell us more about our special guest here at Page's?
This is Pip, and Pip lives here at the store. She's obviously our store cat. She's very friendly, as you can see, and she's kind of the center of attention. I think she anchors us here, so the customers love her. She's kind of a dog cat because she greets everybody at the door when they come in. Yeah, and she's not to be neglected today.
Well, thank you so much, Susan. And everyone watching, be sure to come visit Page's at 19560 Grand River.
It's my version of jitting, and as you can see, it's horrible. This next young lady is the jit queen. Literally, she's the jit queen. She's making major moves all over the world, and she's taking a piece of Detroit's culture with her. Enjoy, and I'm going to work on my jit.
I'm Gabby McLeod. I'm the Queen of Jit. You can also find me under Queen Gabby as well. I'll say jitting is confused, if I can say that, because we get a lot of notoriety for our feet. Like, we get a lot of people be like, oh my God, the feet, fast feet, but it's really actually a full body dance. We have arm work, it's called flagging, so that's a part of it. You have the bisco, the ram bisco, You have groundwork, like we're one of the kind of the few dances that we actually have a whole technique and foundation of stuff that's on the ground. Some say it started in the late 60s, some people say 70s, but it kind of derived from the Errol Flynn, you had the Errol Flynn, stuff is really came from the gangs in Detroit, you had the Errol Flynn movement, and that's kind of where our flagging and stuff comes from and stuff like that. So, and then eventually, people start developing a dance, bouncing off of that. And then, the first main group to really do it was a group called the Jitterbugs.
There's lots of entertainment here at the auto show, like here in the Chevy section with the Jitterbugs.
Had three brothers, and they used to go do the auto show circuit and different shows and different things, and they were just a nice solid group, and they were just they used to really bang it out. They could flip and do everything and do the shuffles and all types of stuff. They really put on the shows. I've been jitting for 10 years. Before I started jitting, I was just interested in hip hop period as far as dancing. But I mean, I did other stuff when I was younger. I went to a dance school and got involved in ballet and jazz and tap. And tap really helped me with my feet. Some of my favorite jitters, you got Al Cannon, he's from Dream Team. You have Kaz from the Mad Dancers and stuff like that. It's just, I really like Studying them because it's just the style back then is just it's what the heck, it's just it looks effortless, it looks flawless. And you have Casanova, he's a guy, a legend from the West Side. His style is crazy. So, and then even current people, a person I was inspired was Jen Jesus, and I was in his group for a second, so it was good to be around that and train with him and learn from stuff. The group I came up in, the League, I learned from Mike Manson, and then other people that were in the group basically gave me things along the way that I could take and be whatever. So as a jitter, really, when you start practicing with people, you just pull stuff from everywhere, and then you find what makes you you. I really just want to take JIT from being a Detroit thing to just a thing. I'm always going to let people know that JIT is Detroit culture and all that stuff, but I want it to be hey, if I'm in Texas, we just JIT. I want it to be this is something that we do in different areas of the country and hopefully different areas of the world. They need to see this culture and really, it shows it gives the spirit of Detroit with it, and jitting, that's the real essence of Detroit. So yeah, we're gonna try to spread it around and do what we do.
All right, I hope you guys have been enjoying the show so far. Stay tuned to this next clip.
Everyone calls me Fame. Fame is a nickname that I got from selling clothes over the years. I had this concept that I wanted to do brand consulting for businesses in fashion, art, music, and entertainment. 313 is a spin on the area code 313. The whole idea or the brand concept was to kind of say Detroit in a different way. And I wanted to make sure that when we released the brand, it was a reflection of what is Detroit, and that Detroit is brand name. You know, we produce our own brand here, and we import some stuff. A lot of the other local brands that we carry produce their stuff locally. You know, everything in the store is authentic. Our original designs were events, places, and people that we showcased in the city that's important to the city. A couple years ago, our East Side Raised Me, West Side Raised Me, and Detroit Raised Me were released. They've been doing phenomenal, and we've been in business. Next month it'll be unofficially be a year. So what's unique about this item here is, you know, it's not just a regular belt, but it's a belt that's made out of the fire hose from the Detroit Fire Department. And so this company here, Fire Hose, what they do is they take the older, out of commission fire hose from the fire department, they clean and cut the fire hose and make belts out of them, and then donate a percentage of sales back to the fire department.
What is everything that's been closed down in the city?
Oh, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
Bradford, low-key is everything that got closed. Northland, yeah, this everything
Oh,
got
yeah,
closed.
Murray Wright. I've been shopping at 313 for a couple months now, and I feel like this is the place for, if you really crazy about your hometown, this is the store you should come to.
Oh yeah, man, you know I appreciate y'all, man. The big deal about 313, Detroit's brand name, the retail store, is that it gives me an opportunity to be to other brands and to younger kids who I needed when I was a kid growing up in fashion. I didn't really have, you know, too many people that I could go to for guidance or for, you know, mentorship. It gives the community, it gives kids the opportunity to come through the door with their ideas or with their brands or merchandise, and actually have a real opportunity to have their stuff displayed on and sold on a higher level. I ship this hat all over the globe. It's doing phenomenal. And the brand is called Filthy Americans. And what's special about this brand is they actually have the trademark for the word "What up, though." "What up, though" is literally a Detroit greeting, and now it's being more recognized worldwide. People just know it. If you know, you say "What up, though," people gotta know you're from Detroit. This brand here is called Trish Garage. It's a local designer that produces this brand. The brand founder, her name is Ebony Rutherford. She's a super dope sister in the city, and she makes these peplums. They do very well here. We sell them here, and then she sells them online. Smoke Rise is a new brand that we carry. They do a lot of motos. I'm one of the only stores with it right now. A lot of times when we do it, what happens is when other stores see what we're doing, they kind of follow. But we have 4 different styles in right now, and they've been doing very well. Right now, we carry upwards to 17 different Detroit brands in our store, including our own. You know, we have customers that come here looking for unique Detroit items. It's fun to see the excitement that our customers have when they come through and actually find that piece. You know, we do a lot of advertising on Facebook and Instagram, so a lot of our traffic comes from those commercials and stuff that we run on social networks. I would say our core customer would be in the ages of 18 to 35. So we're open from 11 to 7, Monday through Saturday. And on Sundays, we're here from 12 to 5. And then you can find us on Instagram at 313-2015. And our Facebook page is just the word 3 and the word 13.
Beginning February 1st, the Building Safety Engineering and Environmental Department will begin the Residential Rental Zone Compliance and Enforcement Program in zip code 48215. Each month, a new zip code will be added targeting residential properties that will be required to come into compliance within 6 months of the activation date. The purpose of the program for rental owners is to encourage compliance while reducing the frequency of inspections and fees for landlords who follow the program and remain compliant under the new code ordinance. The neighbors and tenants of your property will also receive notification in order to help gain compliance. For more information about the rental ordinance changes, compliance zip codes, and other requirements, please visit detroitmi.gov/rental.
I am Richard Grundy. I am Detroit. My first and main job out of college for a corporation was working for Ep20 Yellow Pages. So I was selling advertising. It was a good experience, but it was very challenging coming into the workforce in that time when there was a recession. I would say from that experience, I probably had a little bit of a scar, but I never felt comfortable not having a technical skill that I could take anywhere with me and create my own income or create my own path. I decided to take all of my savings, my 401k, and move to New York to join a 3-month coding boot camp. It was probably the hardest academic experience I've ever had in my life. And that's when I found the thing that I actually like to do, which is introduce people to technology. And I always kind of thought in the back of my mind after I finished that program, like, people in Detroit, you have to be so resourceful and they're so creative that if more of us knew about all of these tools that were available on the internet and this way of creating through like the agile methodology, through the lean up startup model, through these different ways, the sky will be the limit. Programs like Journey are so important to the community because our community members need to be exposed to the different opportunities that they can create for themselves. So we would teach them how to build websites, how to generate income for themselves after they leave our program, the complete software development process. So not just how to build websites, but how to communicate with clients, how to find clients. And there's no one better to solve these problems than the people from our community. Knowing that my students have the ability to get the confidence to create after they leave our program is what motivates me.
My grandmother raised me. I grew up with a mother that was on drugs and a father that was absent. Went through Detroit Public Schools, K through 12. Fortunate to get a basketball scholarship to Arizona State University. Played overseas for about 12 years in Brazil, Venezuela, Argentina. My grandmother got sick, and so I returned back to Michigan.
He goes out of his way to ensure that other people are helped in some kind of way, whether it's giving out turkey, whether it's doing the sponge-mint fairs at the school, whatever it may be. He puts his heart into helping others, and so why not Terrence Wheeler?
Under the NAACP, the hometown champ, Terrence Wheeler!
The kids come first. Most of us were those kids that society says you're not gonna make it because your mother's on drugs, your father's absent. Statistically, they're saying you're not gonna make it. If they say 70% not gonna make it, you be a part of the 30% that is.
Mr. Wheeler is a manifestation of dreams of being what you want to be and then going out there and getting it. If you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Mr. Wheeler is like this every day, and this is how you do it, just like that.
You gotta continue to show our young people that we care about them, number one, that we care, that we want them to be successful. What's going on with school? So it's not Arizona State, where is it? What's happening?
I got into Michigan State.
Okay, you got to Michigan State. And now, so what are you looking to study at Michigan State?
I'm going for medical.
Medical, okay. And so how are you gonna finish off your senior year? How are your grades gonna look?
It's always between like a 3.4, 3.6.
Okay. These three in particular are leaders in our building. You know what I mean? Just being seniors, just being go-getters, having the incentive to want to be great. And so anything we're doing as relates to students, it starts with these three. Student-led, adult-supported. Any initiative that we have, they pretty much lead it in terms of crowd control, in terms of just assistance, whether it be packing our backpacks, whether it be passing out the turkeys and securing that perimeter for our seniors. It starts with these three. And it just shows you that our young people want to be successful when adults care. That empathetic leadership. They're successful. Now they're going to be significant in their community as they leave us and become college ready and career ready. We we all have all-star capabilities, which is why it's called the All-Star Give Back.
Every person is an all-star, from the janitor to the CEO. Now turn around, let me see the back. Right here, for I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. It just speaks to that kids, that people are hungry, we're not gonna judge them. Are you still eating the things you shouldn't be eating? That's making you have an allergic reaction.
We provide a food pantry because people are in need. And when someone is hungry and they're homeless, they're not thinking about homework. So you gotta meet children where they are and take them where they need to be. I know when a kid doesn't have a coat, they're not coming to school. There's different editions. There's a back to school edition where we pass out over 1,500 backpacks to young people. Then you come back with the All-Star Give Back Turkey edition, where, like I said, we went from 200 turkeys 18 years ago to over 4,000. We may partner with a Big Sean, a Dej Loaf. All these celebrities give resources because they understand the struggle. We do also an expungement program for our adults because until you affect mama and daddy, nothing you do for the kid is gonna work. I'm born and raised in Detroit, so whoever I can help, however I can be of assistance to any family. I'm not restricted to one zip code because poverty has no zip code. So the school has to be a safe haven for our young people. And those educators and those administrators have had to have a tool set where you become trauma sensitive because our kids are coming from so much drama in their life. You first gotta meet them there. They have to believe in you. If you have a relationship, you can help that kid. Rules minus relationship equal rebellion all day long. And so I spoke at the White House about what our kids go through each and every day. When a kid gets on the bus at 6 o'clock in the morning to travel to a school, that kid wants something different. That kid innovates walking past drug dealers and killers each and every day. They live in communities where guns pop and bodies drop. And so our young people innovate just to get to school. I can give you an example. There's a young man I met about 8 months ago who went to prison at 16, now he's 23. I met him in the gym and we started to talk about how do we change his life. He wanted to go ahead, aspirations of going to college. So now we have him enrolled at Wayne County Community College. He's playing on the basketball team. And I told this young man, you don't owe me anything.
He made a positive impact on my life because through his actions, he showed that things can be possible no matter your circumstance, your situation, or any obstacles that try to hinder you in your life, in your path. He showed that those can be overcame.
You are greater than your circumstance. So if I can provide any sense of hope to our young people, you better than that. Actually, what you're going through is preparing you for something greater. Never give up, never give in. You can be whatever you want to be. If I, Terrence Wheeler, can come from Vinewood in Michigan, where the dead die, where no father, mother on drugs, from a dope house to the White House, so can you.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Detroit 360. I'm your host, Sheila Grant. Thanks so much for watching.